that's good. No problem. Yeah.
So
So what's the lineup there? Who's
got Mayor,
Neiman, Pastor, where's Marvin Jones anyway? The guy in the
in the
waving at you.
Yeah, right there. Small comment.
about to start. If you could please take a seat. Really appreciate it. Yes, let's tell everybody. Good morning, everyone. By the way, Blue Angels were here. That was scheduled. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm your mayor, Paulette Guajardo, and before I start here, according to my script, I'm going to remind everyone that I'm taking any and all suggestions for how you jump into a bay gracefully. So I'll be dunked today at 5:25 in the afternoon. Yes, Carrie's eyes. It'll be right in front of the Omni. And so today's a really special day for me as your mayor, walking the plank into the bay, and for what we're here today to celebrate. And so that said, first I would like to acknowledge all of our speakers for today's event. City Manager Peter Zanone, Assistant City Manager, there you are, you moved. Assistant City Manager Neiman Young, Reverend Harry Williams of Mount Zion Baptist Church, Marvin Jones of the Padre Island Neighborhood Association, raise your hand, Marvin, and Carrie Roberts Myers of North Beach Community Association. So thank you all for being here and being a part of this. We're gathered today to unveil a new city department, the Neighborhood Services Department. So the Neighborhood Services Department will unify animal care services, code enforcement, grant monitoring, and homeless services, and of course the workforce housing divisions. And the merging of these four departments will increase efficiencies in services that the city provides to the residents of Corpus Christi. Under the new Neighborhood Services Department, residents can expect to see lasting improvements in communities. And the appearance, the safety, and the stability of our neighborhoods will be improved through this consolidated city department that is built to help navigate residents' concerns. So your city council and I know that building stronger neighborhoods involves strengthening our city services and working with you as a community partner. So the Neighborhood Services Department will promote long-term property maintenance and foster revitalization in Corpus Christi that has never been seen before. So we are very, very excited about that. We're working hard, your council and I, to progress and move this city forward and take steps that involve you and that involve our proactiveness to achieve those goals. So with that, I want to now invite City Manager Peter Zanone to the podium. Peter?
Thank you, Mayor. Well, good morning, everybody. We're real excited about the turnout here this morning and about this fantastic announcement. And as the Mayor said, I'm City Manager Peter Zanone, and I will be in attendance tonight watching the Mayor lift up into that bed. It's only about 14 feet deep, so make sure it's I don't want to go too. So we're in a historic neighborhood today, the Musset neighborhood that is surrounding us today. And this community is steeped in history, the Musset neighborhood. In fact, right to my right over here is the Holy Catholic Church. And this was built 75 years ago in 1923, and it still functions today as a church. It services each weekend. So think about that, 75 years, this neighborhood is still strong, and it's right here in the heart of our city. And Councilman Barrera, who just joined us, his grandfather helped build that church. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, all right. Through its long history, citizens of this neighborhood, just like many others across our city, have stood resilient against many factors to include natural blight, aging infrastructure, highway divisions. We know there's two major highways that probably divided this neighborhood, and hurricanes, right? But however, and through it all, communities just like this Musset neighborhood have flourished, and they continue to be vibrant neighborhoods. And we want this neighborhood, just like many across our city, to continue to do that, to flourish and to be strong and to be revitalized. This is critically important to the city, not just me as city manager, but our elected officials that are here with us, our community leaders who will speak also today, and to everyone that's here. We all live in a neighborhood, right? And so we all want strong neighborhoods. And this is why we're here today. We, as a city organization, are focused and pushing today to place emphasis on neighborhoods in our community to make sure they don't go into disrepair, that they stay strong, and that they continue to be revitalized. Today, as the mayor said, we're announcing the initiative that has been on my work plan for the past 2 years. May 20th will with the city, and I was assessing I realized we had to move some of these units that we had in various departments that really didn't make sense being there into a single department. And today we're happy to announce the launching of the new department called Neighborhood Services. This department will play an instrumental role in bringing current and new services as well to the community in a more comprehensive and cohesive manner. That's an important concept, very comprehensive and cohesive. We don't have that today, but we're going to starting today and tomorrow and Monday. We have 4 divisions. You can see the gentlemen and ladies behind me with their posters, and I guess a little dog as well. With these 4 divisions exist today, but they provide overlapping services in our community. We know that care goes into our code, but they don't always communicate with each other. They operate fragmented and independent of each other. And this way of conducting business is not efficient for the city, it's not efficient for the community. And it doesn't let us as an organization reach our full capacity in providing quality services to the community. So code enforcement, animal care services, homelessness, workforce housing, and grant monitoring divisions, those 4 divisions today are currently housed in 3 different departments. We're bringing them together today under one roof in one department called Neighborhood Services. This approach will allow us to maintain a common strategy and combine our resources when it comes to addressing neighborhoods. The revitalization of these 4 units equates to quite a few personnel. There's 90 full-time positions and 11 part-time. And today, with some of the recovery money from COVID and so on, we have $30 million that's in the annual budget for neighborhoods, right? So 90 employees, $30 million scattered throughout the organization. We're going to bring those together starting today. There's a mission statement that the department created. I'm going to read the sentence, last kind of a couple of words of it, which is to have one department to promote and support neighborhood sustainability, growth, and safety. Right, so sustainability, we want sustainable neighborhoods. We want them to grow. And we do have the police department here. There you guys are. We want them to be safe, and we'll have continued police coverage to keep our neighborhood safe. We have a great police department, and that approach will continue with this reorganization. Now, there's a few things that I want to highlight on what the focus of the new department will be. One of them is revive the block, and this is where the 4 units behind me will continue to collaborate with departments like the police department, public works, solid waste, parks and recreation, and the health department to bring very concentrated efforts to particular neighborhoods in need. One of the things we're going to be doing is what we're calling neighborhood improvement programs. And in fact, in this exact neighborhood, not too long ago, Mayor Guajardo and several council members commemorated a pilot program where we came into this community, the Musset neighborhood, and we did a neighborhood improvement project. We brought beautification, pavement restoration, lighting, brush collection, code enforcement, and homelessness initiatives to this neighborhood, which is a 34 square block area, right? It was a concentrated effort that took several weeks, but in the end, with those concentrated efforts by the one department and the supporting departments, we removed 22 tons of trash and bulky items from this neighborhood, 22 tons. In addition, we had 46 code violations resolved. So we identified and resolved with the homeowner 46 code violations. 19 blocks were paved or repaired. All you have to do is drive around, you'll see them, they look great, brand new streets. And 73 street lights were replaced. So it must have been a real dark neighborhood, right? 73 street lights were placed. That was by that pilot program that we're going to continue with this new department to bring a concentrated focus into neighborhoods to get them on the right track and then keep them there. Now, one other thing we're going to do, we have a few guest speakers that are going to speak after Neiman Young, our assistant city manager, and they're from three distinct parts of the community. We have a gentleman from the island, we have Carrie from North Beach, and then Pastor Williams, right, from the near north side. And we could have several others, but the key reason of bringing this up is that we have neighborhood associations and homeowners associations across our great city, yet the city doesn't have a registry of all our associations. We don't know the president's names necessarily or their numbers. And so one thing we're starting with this new department is a database of self-registered homeowners associations and neighborhood associations, so that we'll know who to talk to throughout our entire city when it comes to getting information out to them or inviting them to events like this. And so this is another new thing that the department will be doing. And then finally, a third example of a new initiative is that we'll be making connections to assistance. And so we're going to have a concentrated effort of getting into communities just like this one here today and helping citizens when it comes to things like rental assistance, mortgage payments, utility assistance, and other community resources. So this new program called Connections to Assistance will help to leverage community partners, assets with our own and bring them to the community. That's just a few examples of some of the new things the department will do. So, in conclusion for me, and then we're going to have Neiman come up, by enhancing the appearance and the value, right, of our neighborhoods and the safety as well, we are here today to talk about promoting long-term property maintenance, fostering revitalization, and bringing positive change to our many neighborhoods and communities throughout the city. We know that this is long-term improvement we're talking about, and that's what we want, and stability in all the communities of where we live. We think this new department will help achieve those last couple of goals that I just mentioned to you. So we're glad you're here today. We look forward to the new services to be brought to the community. And in advance of right after Neiman, I want to thank the community leaders who will speak as well this afternoon or this morning. Thank you.
How's everybody doing this morning? Great. Awesome. I'm Neiman Young, Assistant City Manager for the City of Corpus Christi, and I would like to thank you all for attending this joyous occasion for us here today. Additionally, I'm grateful for the work our staff has put into the planning and preparation to launch this important new department. Please allow me to take this opportunity to introduce you to the senior leadership of the Neighborhood Services team. Trace and Jennifer, why don't you all come join us? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tracy Cantu. She will serve as the interim director for the Neighborhood Services Department. And then we have Jennifer Buxton. She will serve as the assistant director for the Neighborhood Services Department. Joel and Vanessa, raise your hand. We have Joel Skidmore. He will serve as the Animal Care Services Program Manager. We have Letitia Canmore, who will serve as the Grant Monitoring Program Manager. And then we have Liza Lopez, our Code Enforcement Program Manager. Neighborhood stability is the cornerstone of any city. Without first establishing a sound residential foundation, it is less feasible for us to pursue high-growth initiatives like increased economic development, new business investment, or increased tourism to our community. Unfortunately, our residential areas have not received the attention nor the focus it deserves. This is due to the fact that the divisions that provide these essential services to our residential areas were not provided strong leadership or a unified vision. Therefore, let me share with this team our vision for the department. The goal of this team is to posture the city to better engage with our citizens and build stronger relationships with our community partners. This can only be accomplished by first learning who they are and then having a strong understanding of where they believe our community should go. It is only by attaining this knowledge that the department will play a key role in providing the neighborhoods the assistance they need most, where they need it most. The department's first priority is to create a registry of all the city's neighborhood homeowners and community associations. In addition, this database will include a registry of all our community agencies that have the resources necessary to join us in our effort to address critical issues in the communities across our city. By leveraging these relationships and resources, we can identify and address priorities that are important to us all. This includes issues such as neighborhood beautification, reducing blighted homes, and repairing infrastructure. In addition, we want to assist our fellow Corpus Christians who do not even have a place to call a home. This will be accomplished by first assuring they understand the resources that are available to them. This includes access to basic life essentials that many of us take for granted: temporary shelter, food, toiletries. Many of our residents aren't even aware that we can meet those needs today. Therefore, the Neighborhood Services Department is going to work hard to ensure that our city does a better job of informing our citizens, and particularly that segment of our population, of these capabilities. That is our goal at its foundation. Our department's long-term priority is to address our city need for affordable housing. We understand that an inventory of affordable homes is necessary to attract a strong and skilled workforce. Young professionals, to include teachers, firefighters, skilled craftsmen, is necessary to attract new business and development in our community. To assist meeting our housing priority, Neighborhood Services will build a robust infill housing program. With input from our development community, we'll utilize this tool to help round out our housing inventory. As stated in the department's mission statement, we're here to support neighborhood sustainability, growth, and safety. These three essential qualities will ensure our neighborhoods and thus our city thrive long into the future. However, please understand that the department cannot do this alone. So I look forward to working with our stakeholders and our community partners to meet our lofty goals. Thank you all very much. I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce Mr. Reverend Harry Williams of Mount Zion Baptist Church. Reverend.
Thank you. This is an experiment indeed to have a black Baptist pastor and limit it to 2 minutes in front of the microphone. But those were my instructions. And I want to welcome you to the neighborhood because I pastor right up the street here at Mount Zion Baptist Church. I've been there 38 years, so welcome to the neighborhood. I'm here to embrace and support the changes being proposed for the betterment of services to people and pets. Both are noble endeavors, and I believe, as President Obama has said, change we can live with. These are changes I'm sure we can live with. I look forward to witnessing the results of the changes that are being made, and changes do need to be made in this neighborhood because we deal with the homeless, we deal with the mentally ill and all sorts of problems in our neighborhoods. And so I'm glad to see this change being made, and I look forward to witnessing the results of the changes. Thank you.
Carrie Cruz next.
We would like to now introduce Ms. Karen Myers, North Beach Community Association.
Good morning, everyone. So I've been volunteering in my neighborhood for 13 years now, and I'm standing up here alone today, but I'm really here with the North Beach Community Association. For 25 years, we've been following this mission to encourage the development and preservation of North Beach and to create a safe and environmentally sound neighborhood. My husband and I moved to North Beach in 2004. We bought a fixer-upper house in a fixer-upper neighborhood right on the beach. We knew there were many problems to solve. Trash was scattered all over our beach. The beach trash cans were overflowing. Drugs and prostitutes were a real problem on our streets. People were living in tents right on the beach. But over the past decade, our neighborhood on the north part of the beach has been transformed. Today, the beach is very pleasant, very little trash at all. People are walking dogs, running, biking along the long concrete beach walk that was recently put in. All that nefarious activity that once defined our area has been turned down to a trickle thanks to Corpus Christi Police Department. We have a playground that attracts new families on the beach, and thanks to Parks and Recreation Department. But our work isn't done, and really things started to improve once we started getting organized and we started working with our elected officials, like our city council members and our city staff, to tackle the issues one by one. I'd like to see neighborhood organizations formed all over town, because I think it's such an effective way to work for change and improvements where you live. When you start with a group of organized, dedicated volunteers who are ready to roll up their sleeves and help improve things, it makes the city's job easier. These are some of the things that we do. We stage neighborhood cleanups. We submit ideas to the city for bond projects. We help identify funding sources for our projects. We attend city meetings and pay attention to how the money gets appropriated. We get to know city staff. I pretty much know everyone in this audience. And importantly, our elected city council members. We speak at public comment during city council when we can. So my advice to anyone who wants to improve their neighborhood is this: get to know your neighbors and form a group. Discuss problems and decide what improvements are the most important and make a list. Get to know your elected officials and your senior city staff. Invite them to visit with your group. We're all human, and the more we communicate and respect each other, it's easier to work together. Volunteer your time. People say, oh, I'm busy. Oh, I have a job. Oh, I don't have time for that. I have kids. We all have that. But to me, it didn't matter how much we fixed up our little beach cottage. If the neighborhood wasn't a nice place to be, I wasn't gonna like living there. So I knew I had to expand my focus beyond my property line. And now my neighborhood is so much better, and more people are choosing to live there. Thank you to the city for helping us make it a better place today. I'll close with this quote by President Barack Obama from a speech he gave on the campaign trail in 2008 that really struck me at the time. When you choose to serve, whether it's your nation, your community, or simply your neighborhood, you are connected to that fundamental American ideal that we want: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, not just for ourselves, but for all Americans. That's why we call it the American dream. Thank you.
All right, now I'd like to invite Marvin Jones with the Padre Island Owners Association.
Good morning. I want to thank the Reverend for reminding us of being humble. I want to give a big thank you to Tracy and Jennifer, Paulette, and Greg Smith. I don't see Greg here. We recently had that freezing weather. Everybody might remember when your pipes froze up and broke. Well, we had tens of millions of dead fish in our canal system out there. And these people stepped up and did a wonderful job of working with us to get that cleaned up. Thank you. We look forward to having additional cooperation with the city in the future. Our community has about 6,000 properties. We're not a homeowners association, but a property owners association. So we have many, many acres of undeveloped land there that we deal with as well. We have 32 miles of canals that we maintain. We have Billish Park, which the homeowner or property owners association maintains. So we have our hands full. We need the help of the city, and we appreciate all they do for us. We look forward to the code enforcement in particular because we have instances where our vacant lots are overgrown. We have issues with zoning. We have just a variety of problems, and we certainly appreciate all the help we get from the city, and we look forward to working with them in the future. Thanks.
Okay, thank you for our three neighborhood leaders. Those were all great comments this morning. Our program is coming to an end. I want to close though by repeating something that Neiman and I, where's Neiman at? There you are. Neiman and I heard yesterday. We were preparing for yesterday, but we had another event, and there was an economic development person, and we know that with the city, millions of dollars make a big difference, right? And big projects make a big difference. But this gentleman yesterday said that strong neighborhoods start with little things, right? And it's kind of along the lines of what each of our guest speakers, and especially what Ms. Myers said, is that it's about bringing a dinner to that new family that moves in across the street from you, or taking a little bit of time to volunteer in your neighborhood, or getting to know who your elected official is, or coming to city council. And so little things matter in neighborhoods. Today's action has a little bit of both, a little bit of that little stuff, but also a little bit of some big and bold moves as well. We're really looking forward to the leaders that are behind me and around me, and creating this and delivering this new department for our city. We know that strong neighborhoods equals a great city, and we're glad to take the resources that we have and bring them to the next level for this community. So thank you for being here today. Continue to follow us and monitor us and give us your feedback. That's critical. We do have some cookies and some face masks and other things as well, so grab some of those on your way out. We look forward to seeing you more in the community, and have a good rest of the day. Thank you.